Stupid. We'll see in a minute.
What's up, people? It's your guy, Metamorphosis, and I'm back to share with you some more hot nuggets as promised. I've been watching the news lately. When I say news, I watch it on YouTube. I don't watch mainstream news anymore because it's no telling what you've been getting. It seems that it's I don't want to say it's sad, but it seems that you get more reliable news from YouTube if you're watching the right channels and getting it from the right people that have that bring the right amount of passion to what they're doing. But right now, I'm looking at a lot of officials from these other conferences, including the Pac-12 and the SEC, and they're talking about all of the players that Coach Prime has gotten rid of. I think they mentioned like 25 players that he has sent to the portal. They're trying to say that he is sending these guys to the portal, and Coach Prime is like, no. These guys understand that we have a standard here to meet, and they didn't meet it. And he was just only sharing with them that if you can't meet the standard, it's going to be tough to work in this program. You're not going to get a lot of playing time if you can't meet the standard. The standard here is about going after something bigger than yourself. I don't know if y'all remember him in that meeting. He was trying to give people a reason, a desire for why you're here. He said, if you're just doing it for yourself, you may end up quitting on yourself. But if you're doing it for someone that means something to you, you have more of a chance to succeed while you're here. This is only a temporary state. Colorado, for student athletes, is a temporary state. You're only there for as long as you need to be. If you feel like you can make the jump to the NFL and you're ready physically as well as mentally, then make the jump. Make the next move. Coach Prime is a bridge. Coach Prime is a bridge between college football and the NFL. He's running that program like an NFL team. He's talking to players like NFL coaches talk to players. Hey, I don't have time to wait on y'all. That's something you don't hear at most college institutions. But if former NFL coaches, if you ever heard them talk, they're just point blank, direct and to the point. If you ain't got it, they finna tell you. But in the NFL, they just cut you. Well, you can't do that at the college level, but you can encourage a kid that this is not the best place for you, and the transfer portal is an option, and I would jump in there quick while the opportunity is there. The transfer portal is closed if I've been following the news correctly. But back to where I left off. You've had SEC officials. They're starting to weigh in. They can't believe, they said, oh man, the people that he's bringing in gonna be better than all of them kids he left. They're saying like, are all 25 of them kids not that talented? Really? Are you serious? All 25 of them? I just don't see this working out for Coach Prime. So what they're doing right now is preparing the stage for failure. And why do they think Coach Prime is going to fail at this? Because it's unprecedented. What Coach Prime is doing, no one has done. This is why I admire Coach Prime as a person. And if you want to be any more than what you are as a person right now, if you've been the type to not want to be on the front line, you want to play the background because you don't want to be noticed. Because if someone notices you, they might have an expectation from you. And that's taking you out of your comfort zone. You like it just playing the background. That's fine. If that's what you built for, rock with that. Just don't do one thing. Don't hate on the person that steps out of their comfort zone and does something more with their life. Don't hate on the person who stepped out on faith and made more of their life by stepping out of their comfort zone. Coach Prime is doing stuff that is unprecedented. He says he wants some dogs on this roster. He's going out and getting dogs. And they saying, well, could they be more talented than the players? I just don't see him fulfilling all of these needs through the transfer portal. I just don't see that. Well, one by one, he's doing it. And understand this. Do you think Coach Prime, those of you all that know him, I listened to his current players that was at Jackson State that are now joined him. Those players that he's brought from Jackson State are, how do I want to say this? These players are like tutors to the players that don't know Coach Prime. What they do is go in between and say, hey, look, man, you don't want to make that move. No, man, he ain't gonna go for that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. I've seen that, and that's not gonna be a good outcome for you, man. I've seen him cut a player for coming out to practice on the practice field with low cut, no show for footies on, man. That stuff is for the weight room and the athletic facility. You don't come out on the field with footies. I've seen him cut a player. And they're like, really, man? He said, don't do that, man. Don't do it. If you're trying to stay here, if you're trying to play here and stay here, you better listen to what he's saying, man, because the man don't play. He ain't finna put up with foolishness. Okay? What he say is what goes. Back to the SEC. The SEC is weighing in because he's taking some of their players in this transfer portal. Now, the SEC is an embarrassment of riches in some cases. Some of their second and third depth chart players probably could start at most colleges around the landscape of college football. I know y'all don't believe that, but if you understand who they bringing in and who's sitting behind these other players, you understand that it's an embarrassment of riches. Coach Prime is trying to build depth on this team. He's not just trying to have a good starting group. He's trying to have a group of starters behind the starters. Ultimately, behind the starters. He wants to have a 3D depth chart of starters. That will produce the most competitive environment that anyone has ever seen on a college football at a campus, an athletic facility. If you could have a depth chart, 3D of starters, that would be phenomenal. That's what he's shooting for, people. That's where he's going with this. Because guess what? If you don't have anyone behind the starters pushing them to be any better, how good can they really be? They'll never maximize their potential because they know the person behind them can't play. That's what you have at some of these universities who win and then don't win. There's nobody pushing them. But if you got somebody pushing them behind them, you have a chance to get the best out of that individual. And that's all Coach Prime is trying to do with this transfer portal opportunity. Pay attention to what Coach Prime is doing. You got a lot of people doubting what he's doing because they've never seen it before. They've never seen it before. That's all. So have fun with this. I was inspired by the subscribers and the amount of that people that are starting to view the content now, and I was inspired to share this information with you, and I'm gonna continue to share information like this with you guys. Hey, thank you all for joining me on this journey. Let's continue to grow together. I'm gonna pull out other things as I find things from other content creators when they share their stories. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in society today, people. And when it's really crazy enough, something that I think that you'll get a good kick out of and want to learn from, I want to share that with you. Right now, I want to share the behind the veil information about Coach Prime with you. Why? Because this man is not afraid to step out on faith. Not because of his relationship with the Lord, but because this is the kind of person that he is. And if you're someone that wants to do something different with your life, you're going to have to step out on faith. you're going to have to take a chance. I ain't talking about jumping off no bridge foolishness or nothing like that. I'm talking about taking a chance on being more than what you are right now. Hey, thank you all for joining me. That's it for now, but I'm going to be back with some more hot nuggets. I'll holler at y'all. I'm out.